Hello, everybody. I know it's been a minute, but we have been dealing with Jack. As some of you know, he had to have emergency surgery. He had 6 kidney stones, 5 very large ones, and 1 small one. So we're on the road to recovery. I'll put a picture in here for you so you can see the little man. So several of you have asked how I make my frittatas. So thought I would make one today. You can put anything you want in a frittata. Typically, I like to have sun-dried tomatoes, and depending on the kind that you get, if you get the ones that are not soft, you may have to reconstitute them in some water to make them soft. These are already soft. I like to use mini bellas because they're just a meatier mushroom. I like to use a purple onion, which I will caramelize. A cheese. I like goat cheese, so I'll use feta. And you'll need a dozen eggs. So let me get all of this cut up and prepped, and we'll get started. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so I have roughly cut half of that purple onion. I have rough diced my bella mushrooms. I've also went ahead and prepared my feta, and I did cut up my sun-dried tomatoes, and I decided to reconstitute them a bit in some water. You can also buy these in olive oil, and then use the olive oil to saute whatever vegetables that you decided to add. And sometimes I will add kale to my frittata. So frittata is basically, it's an omelet that you don't have to flip. I call it the lazy omelet. So now we're going to heat up our pan. We're going to put in some olive oil, and I'm going to be a little generous because when I go to cook the onion or the mushroom, it's going to really absorb that oil. We're going to get this going. Now you're going to want to saute your onions until they're nice and translucent, and then you're going to add your mushroom while they finish cooking. So let's get these going, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so you can see our onion is starting to become translucent, and because we are adding more to it, I don't want it to fully caramelize yet. So I'm going to put in our mushrooms, let those cook a bit, sweat them out. I'm going to add a little bit more oil because, like I said, those mushrooms tend to really absorb it. I'm going to turn that down, and then we are going to go ahead and preheat our oven at 350 while our mushrooms are cooking. So I will be back when we are ready for the next step. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so our mushrooms have cooked down quite nicely. This is why I like the baby bellas, because they're a meatier mushroom and can really hold up to a dish like this. And I also put salt and pepper in here. So now I'm going to add my sun-dried tomatoes that I had reconstituting, and I am going to let this cook down a bit, make sure there's no water in our combination here. So, and like I said, you can put any kind of vegetable that you want. During the summer, I like to use like the heirloom cherry tomatoes in different colors. I don't recommend using the larger tomatoes because they just tend to be too liquidy. So I would stick to either the sun-dried or the cherry tomatoes. Those seem to work best. But if you use fresh, make sure you cook them down enough to get that liquid out of your mixture so that you don't end up with a really soggy bottom to your frittata. I also went ahead and scrambled a dozen extra large eggs and put salt and pepper in them. So I'm going to let this cook for a few minutes, probably about between 5 and 10 minutes, and then we'll add our egg and top it with the cheese and be ready to put it in the oven. Be right back. Okay guys, we have been letting this simmer for a little bit, so it's completely cooked down, and you want to turn off your flame. You want to go ahead and even out your vegetable mixture, because you're going to pour your egg on top of this. So you don't want a ton of vegetables on one side and nothing on the other side, right? We want all of that goodness to be spread out. So try to get all that off our spoon. All right, so now we are going to pour our egg over the top of this. Let me get this fork out. Okay, trying to do that one-handed with the fork still in there. Yeah, that wasn't workable. Okay, so pour our egg completely over it. Then you're going to take whatever cheese you want, and you're going to sprinkle it in there. I do a goat cheese because with the sun-dried tomato and the onion, it really is a nice complement. You know, it stands up to that heartiness, rustic flavors, and also because, you know, grew up overseas and I have a love of feta cheese, especially. I'll try to insert some pictures of when I was younger in Greece. So, okay, so you put as much cheese in as you like, and then we're going to pop it in the oven. to put it in our preheated oven that has been preheated to 350 degrees. And I like to set the timer for 20 minutes, and then I will check to see if it's done. And while that is cooking, I like to cut up some little sausages into like little medallions and cook those up and serve them on the side. So we will see you in a few minutes. You know, you don't do meat, or you can do ground sausage in your frittata. You know, it's kind of up to you. That's why I love frittatas. You can put anything that you like in them. Okay? So we will see you in a few minutes. Okay, so I have cut my sausage up into some medallions, so those can start browning while we are waiting for our frittata. And I think we'll check on Jack and see how he's doing. I need to get the laundry room cleaned up a little bit at some point today. So got Kiki here, and we've got Ollie over here. It's kind of funny when you have a cat who has been to the vet hospital, has been gone several days. You find his companions don't like him very much right now, so we're just slowly reintroducing him as to not stress him. Also, he can't be jumping around, so I keep him in the laundry room away from the other cats. So we're going to check on him. I'm sure there's probably a mess in here because he's got the cone of shame on him. No, Harley. Oops, there he is. There's little man. So we had to get a really low litter box for him. He's been struggling to drink, so I tried tricking him with putting food in his water. That actually worked. So let's get his cone off so he can eat a little bit. I don't leave it off very long because he'll start going at his staples. Let's see if he wants to eat some of this or drink. I'll probably go grab his wet food, see if he'll eat some of that. But he's very loving. He's just not drinking enough water, in my opinion. But he is eating, which is a good thing. So, yeah. So let's try to get his wet food and see if he'll eat some of that. Okay, so our frittata is done. You want it done through the middle. I usually let mine sit for about 5 minutes before I cut it. We got our little sausage to the side, and so now we're just going to wait for Hubs to get home from church. It's Sunday, and today is his birthday. So with that, we will talk to you in the next video. Hopefully the haul video from the bins and my trip to Mississippi when I was at my mom's will be in that video. So, and hopefully Jack will be on the mend. So, talk to you later. Bye now.